You're listening to the VOCM CFCB, All Newfoundland and Labrador Radio Network.
We are going to go and say a very good morning here to the leader of the Labrador Metis Nation, Chris Montague. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Randy.
How are you?
Great. I hope you can hear me above the jets here.
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Yep, go right ahead.
Okay, great.
You're on a cell phone, are you?
No, I had to get to a regular phone.
Oh, good.
I was in court calling on a cell phone, just outside the courtroom.
Oh, okay.
And the reason I'm there is I'm trying to speak for eight people who were called up to face court charges because they were practicing their Aboriginal right to hunt on the land. And as far as I can see, Randy, it was stated in our rights, our Aboriginal rights were stated in the Constitution of Canada, underlined in the Royal Commission on Aboriginal People, confirmed in the Supreme Court of Canada, and reiterated in the Supreme Court of Newfoundland.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and my big question is, why doesn't Mr. Williams recognize the right? Because all of those statements are stated very, very clearly.
Well, tell me what it is these 8 did.
Well, basically, 4 of them were up, 5 of them, I believe, were up hunting caribou using Metis tags, and they were charged for hunting without a Newfoundland license. They were within the bounds of conservation and safety, and we were practicing our Aboriginal rights. The reason we
they didn't have a license from the government of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Right, but we issue our own tags because what we're doing is we're taking a very close look at the herd as well, and
right.
And our information we would pass on to the government of Newfoundland and Department of Natural Resources and Conservation.
And so are they limited in the number of caribou they can take, etc.?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so 5 of them are charged with have been hunting and no doubt securing, capturing, and getting caribou.
Mm-hmm.
What were the other 3 in for?
The other 3 were going to take a trip into the White Hills. That's a radar site near Cartwright, and they were traveling on Skidoo, and one of them had a gun in his comedy box, and they were charged for having a firearms in an area frequented by wildlife without a valid Newfoundland license.
All right, so the argument here is that the Métis do not enjoy Aboriginal rights in this area.
Not at the present time.
Now, are we saying that they don't enjoy these rights generally, or they don't enjoy these rights in certain geographic areas?
They don't enjoy those rights generally, and the thing is, with all the support we got, Randy, I believe this is a slap in the face not only to Labrador Métis, but to the Constitution of Canada, Supreme Court of Canada, Royal Commission, and also the Supreme Court of Newfoundland. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know the idea is that I'm going up to Ottawa to talk to the office of the federal interlocutor, and we have a very, very cordial talks on the basis that I'm an Aboriginal person with Aboriginal rights, and as a matter of fact, that department has said that everybody actually recognize you except your own government. You know.
So what is the argument that you put before the court today? Do you put the argument before the court today that it doesn't have the authority to even hear this case?
Well, basically what we're going to do, Randy, is instead of having to depend on politicians and their word, basically we're going to put our trust in the courts of the land. And each time we've gone to courts, the courts have sided with us. I think our case is extremely strong, and you know I can't see us getting to a problem here.
So you're expecting that these 8 men, I'm assuming they're all men?
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are.
Okay, you're expecting that these 8 men will be acquitted of any charges laid against them, and the court will provide that acquittal based upon a recognition of your Aboriginal rights nationally.
Yes, and the evidence that we can actually produce, and the amount of support that we got from other court cases, and
you have all kinds of precedent for this.
Yes, we do, and I'm surprised really because Mr. Williams himself promised that he'd uphold those rights before the last provincial I guess, a general election when he was in opposition.
So why have they not? What's their reasoning for not upholding those?
I have no idea, Randy. If they could give us a reason, if they came forward and used experts, or how they came up with their decision, but nobody knows. About 4 weeks after to 6 weeks after the election, he made an about-face and came out and said that we were not Section 35 Métis, which is a completely ridiculous statement, of course, because nobody in the federal government recognizes that statement.
Well, okay. Pardon my ignorance here, but what is a Section 35 Métis?
Well, that's a big question. That's what baffles everybody. What is a Section 35 Métis? And when they came up with that statement, they invented a new term, and nobody knows what it means. I don't even know what it means.
You don't know?
It's just that we're Métis. Yes, we have Aboriginal ancestry. We have Aboriginal communities. We have Aboriginal traditions. But somehow those traditions, this ancestry, and everything else doesn't fit under the Canadian Constitution.
It sounds like they're saying you're just everybody. It sounds like they're saying like, well, you're just not dark enough to be black.
Yeah, but it's very confusing anyway. And I think we'll go to court. We'll pick one case, and we'll follow that case through. And I believe the courts of land will speak for justice.
And is this the case?
I believe this is the case.
When will you be getting a decision from the court?
Well, we have to set a trial date first.
Okay, that's going to happen today, I'm assuming.
Yes, and so we're going to build on that, and we're going to then we're going to come back with our successful case and lay it on Danny's desk and ask him to keep his promise, because, as you know, what Danny has said himself, there's no greater fraud than a promise not kept.
Oh, that hurts him this morning. Chris Montague, president of the Labrador Métis Nation, keep us informed on this.
I surely will, Randy. You have a great day, okay?
We're going to follow this with real interest, because I think it's an intriguing set of circumstances developing there. Thanks for this.
Okay, thank you, Randy.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye now.
You're a Métis. If you're Native, if you're Aboriginal, and you have these rights, I don't know how the Newfoundland government, the Newfoundland and Labrador government, could deny you those rights unless they're on the basis of something else. You know, you're out there and you're wild abandon, killing caribou, and with wild abandon and conservation and things come into play. But the right to hunt on the land and all of that stuff, I don't know how they can. That's going to be interesting to explore. 2735211 and 1-888-590-VOCM. That's 8626.